Now at 9, what was once their home no longer. The Muncie Inn being shut down due to code violations. The question now, where will the homeless population that live there go?
Plus, it's a historic shift in the village, our continuing coverage of future redevelopment plans.
And we're just about 2 months away from one of the most historic events in East Central Indiana, Ball State's role in the once-in-a-lifetime event.
And us weather people aren't usually fans of groundhogs, but we might be seeing an early spring here in Indiana. Find out what that means in my full forecast.
Local news about local people. Live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Thanks for joining us at 9. I'm Gavin Smith.
And I'm Asha Watkins. It was a building, it was a place for many people seeking shelter called their home. And now, after multiple code violations, safety risks, and fire hazards, city officials have shut down the Muncie Inn.
Our own Daniel Hochstetler had talked with groups to see where the homeless population will go.
Unsafe. That's what city officials are calling the Muncie Inn, as multiple safety concerns are deeming the building uninhabitable. The people occupying the rooms were considered sheltered and housed, but when the city tagged the inn as unsafe, residents had no choice but to leave.
Prior to the closure of the hotel, none of those individuals met that definition. They all had a place to stay. They were sheltered, so they were not considered homeless. The moment that the city condemned the building, they all met that definition.
That decision for need now in the hands of the federal government, as grant funding will only be issued if the residents meet the requirements for homelessness. This crisis hits close to home for Baldwin because earlier in his life, he had a similar experience.
I'm informed by my own experiences of having been homeless and on the streets of Seattle, Washington, with no place to call my own.
Baldwin had encouraged the residents to stay at the inn until the very last day, just to make it easier to keep tabs on them. Meanwhile, Middletown Property Group CEO Matthew Abner says he is looking into different properties that could house the residents.
We've kind of given them a list of properties that we went to property owners and said, hey, are you willing to be a little bit more flexible on some of the standard protocol? Are you willing to maybe make some adjustments for those? And we have had several owners that were willing to do that.
The crisis, there's a community coming together to help families.
Yeah, I think it shows the strength of this community. I mean, we have a strong local community that does care about people.
In Muncie, Daniel Hochstetler, NewsLink, Indiana.
The relocation process is still ongoing. This is a continuing coverage that we will keep you updated with.
Right now, we're continuing to follow Ball State's latest developments of the village. Tonight, Abby Urban gives us an update on the newest developments.
On Friday, Ball State's Board of Trustees approved agreements on a development and revitalization plan for the village. According to Associate Vice President for Facilities Planning and Management, James Lowe, there are 5 sites being added to the village, with 2 being owned by Ball State and the other 3 being privately owned. The university-owned sites include a new performing arts center and a new center for innovation, while the other sites will be townhomes, apartments, and a hotel. This revitalization comes after Ball State was given a $35 million grant known as the Lilly Grant, which specifically promotes the idea of community.
That's what the Lilly Grant revolves around, is how can communities with institutions of higher ed like ourselves, who are embedded in a community, how can we provide that broader connectivity, economic impact for our communities?
Community support has been a vital component in this project. The Board of Trustees contacted Mayor Dan Ridenour, local businesses, and other village connections to gauge the community's feelings towards the project.
The whole idea is that we're all going to be successful. The private developer, the current business owners, and what Ball State is building at this location.
One new business, La Casa, is excited to witness the expansion of their storefront.
The expansion of the village, that'll be so great for us. I mean, there'll be more students over there. There'll be more people coming to the restaurant. Of course, they'll try to, try out our food that we make. And plus, it's affordable.
The restaurant is looking to open in the first week of March, and as for the university, construction looks to begin in 2024 and end in fall of 2026. In Muncie, Abby Urban, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more updates on construction plans in the village, visit Ball State's website. Obviously, temperatures today were a little bit warmer than the past weekend, so I kind of got outside and actually was able to walk around in the village. I don't know about you, what you did today.
Same here. I was actually going to a spot called Insomnia, a new cookie place down there. It was nice weather. Got to walk. It was comfortable.
Yeah, it's amazing. Let's go ahead and have our first look at weather with Oliver.
Well, if you both like today, you are going to love tomorrow and most the rest of the week. But right now, sitting just at that freezing point, 32 degrees here in Muncie, 38 degrees down there in Indianapolis, and in those 40s as you make your way a little bit more south in the state, and in those lower 30s as you make your way north. Again, though, we will be seeing those above average temperatures stick around our area for at least the next 6 to 10 days. As we can see here on this temperature outlook, we're here in this orangish area, so we should be seeing some of those more above average temperatures. Average temperature for this time of year is around 38 degrees. But again, we've got that warm up, and we've got some rain coming here on the end of the week. I'll tell you all about that in my full forecast later in the show.
Thank you, Oliver. A Muncie teen is still missing after a statewide silver alert was declared Sunday. 15-year-old Ella Saylor was last seen at 11 p.m. Saturday night in Muncie. The Muncie Police Department providing the following information. Saylor stands 5 foot 4 inches, weighs 230 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes, and she was last seen wearing a Mackinac jacket with Washington, D.C. on the front and back pajamas with puzzle pieces printed on them. MPD is asking for anyone with information to call 765-747-4838.
Today, community members in South Bend said goodbye to 6 children killed in a horrific house fire last month. In the weeks following the tragedy, they became known to the community as the Smith Six. Anne Laree reports.
Jesus, he knows.
Sunday, January 21st, will forever be etched in our minds and in our hearts.
6 photographs and 6 flower arrangements lining the stage for the funeral of who the family calls the Smith Six. 17-month-old Faith, 4-year-old D'Angelo, 5-year-old Deontay, 9-year-old Davita, 10-year-old Demetris, and 11-year-old Angel Smith, all killed in one of South Bend's deadliest house fires to date. The children died trapped on the second floor of their home. Those siblings honored Monday during their service, joined by South Bend leaders and a few of their school principals, including Amanda Shonacki, principal at Madison Elementary, who noted Davita's love for art class and the big smile Demetrius always had on his face, but also city leaders who have helped effort support for the family in the days since.
Together, it's hard for us to even fathom how this can happen, why this could happen, and we all want answers for what happened.
But among the somber remembrances, words of hope. Speakers saying in the face of this tough situation, losing 6 babies, the city of South Bend has been united, raising funds, offering ministry, counseling in the schools for classmates, even sparking change for safety in our homes, an effort to prevent this from ever happening again. Some say these children have done things in their short life so many have been working for years and haven't been able to do, bringing people together across this community.
Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, young, old, rich, poor. They've connected people.
And with that, the Smith Six are now lovingly renamed as the Phenomenal Six, in a time of tragedy, bringing one community together in hope.
He will guide us.
At this time, authorities are still investigating the cause of the blaze. Coming up with what royal sources released about King Charles's cancer diagnosis today, plus what a new study revealed in weight loss drug use. All this and more next.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Welcome back. Today, Buckingham Palace announced King Charles III has been diagnosed with cancer, and he will step back from public-facing duties while undergoing treatment. A royal source says it is not prostate cancer, but did not elaborate further on the diagnosis. The news comes after the 75-year-old monarch underwent a procedure for an enlarged prostate last month.
The CDC is warning the public that respiratory virus season isn't over yet. After a few weeks of decline, some measures show that flu activity is starting to pick up again, and the respiratory virus levels remain high overall in the United States. During the last week of January, more than 82,000 people who visited an emergency department were diagnosed with influenza, according to data from the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. A second surge of flu activity after the winter holiday is common, but experts say it is difficult to predict exactly how long or how severe the flu season will be.
A study found the weight loss drug tirzepatide helps significantly lower blood pressure in adults who are overweight or obese. Although the research could not tell if the reduction came from the drug itself or weight loss from taking the drug. In the study funded by the drug's maker Eli Lilly, 600 adults took the drug for 9 months. The drug is sold under the brand names Zepbound for obesity and Mounjaro for diabetes. The research is part of a larger clinical trial that previously showed weekly tirzepatide injections resulted in weight loss of up to 22% in overweight or obese adults. That helped prompt the Food and Drug Administration to approve the drug for chronic weight management in November.
Attention deficiency hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD, affects millions of children, and symptoms can persist into adulthood. But some experts say misinformation about the disorder on social media may put some people at risk. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on why an expert says ADHD self-diagnosed could be dangerous.
If properly diagnosed, people with ADHD or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder can get medication to help with symptoms like the inability to concentrate or sit still. Social media may be helping to reduce stigma surrounding this disorder, but some believe it's doing some damage too.
I think the whole conversation around mental health, of course, has changed for the better in the sense that people are actually quite open and honest about talking about their individual struggles. But the challenge or the flip side of it is that it almost becomes talked about term in the popular sphere where clinical terms might start to get misused.
Clinical psychiatrist Dr. Anthony Young and his colleagues started studying ADHD videos posted on social media after noticing more patients coming in for help with focus and concentration. Young says the research revealed more than half of the top 100 most popular videos posted on ADHD at the time had misleading information about the disorder. They're concern is that more people are diagnosing themselves with ADHD and getting treatment they may not even need.
If everybody starts identifying themselves as having ADHD, if like 10% becomes 20%, becomes 30, becomes 50, becomes 60%, then really what is the disorder that we're talking about here? Where are we drawing the line?
If you suspect ADHD, health experts say it's important to see a doctor to be evaluated. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And we've had clear skies and warmer temperatures this week, and that trend will continue. Find out how long in my full weather forecast after the break.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I spend with them, it doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Can't believe you're doing this alone.
I've done it before.
I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need the help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm weather forecaster Oliver Moster here with a look at the week ahead. Starting off with those current temperatures, 32 degrees here in Muncie, 36 degrees in Indianapolis, and in the 30s throughout most of the state. Zooming in a little bit closer to east central Indiana, again, we are still going to be seeing those 30s just about at the freezing line for most of the counties in our viewing area. But today was fairly nice under some pretty clear skies. We are going to be seeing a little bit more cloud cover as we move through tonight. Low of 27 degrees, winds coming from the east-northeast at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that northeasterly flow is going to continue as we make our way into tomorrow. Might be seeing a little bit of a frost on the ground. As we can see here, 28 degrees is below that freezing mark, but we are going to be warming up throughout the day. Cloud cover also going to be decreasing. Wouldn't expect to be seeing too many clouds as you make your way into tomorrow afternoon. But Friday was a pretty important day in the weather sphere, seeing as it was Groundhog's Day. Punxsutawney Phil did not see his shadow, so he is predicting an early spring for most of the United States. Well, what does that mean for us here in Indiana? Well, I am inclined to believe him for at least the next couple of days, because we are going to be seeing unseasonably high temperatures as well as some spring-like precipitation patterns. But as we can see here, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, we're here in that orange band. That means we are above average on our temperatures, and that can be reflected here in the 5-day temperature graphic. 58 degrees here on Thursday and Friday, about 20 degrees higher than the average high, almost 60 degrees, folks. Might be breaking out those shorts as we make our way into the end of the week, but we are going to be seeing another weather system push through and drop those temperatures a little bit Thursday and into Friday. So timing that out here on our Precision Cast. Cloud cover as we make our way through most of the day on Wednesday and into Thursday. And then Thursday, 7 p.m., we start to see that first band of showers make its way into our area. We're also seeing some more spotty showers in our weather models that could be more intense. So we could be seeing a couple rumbles of thunder here and there throughout the state. Again, you're seeing these large areas of clear, but then you are seeing those spotty, more powerful spots. Those widespread showers do clear out of the area by the time you get to sunset on Friday, but we are going to be seeing a clearer weekend after that wraps up. So now looking at our Ross 7-day forecast, again, 45 degrees for the high tomorrow, warming up almost to 60 there Thursday, Friday. Going to be seeing those rain chances increase. Temperature dips a little bit as we go into the beginning of next week and into the weekend. Could be seeing another chance for rain as you go into the beginning of next week.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited for those Thursday and Friday, those upper 50s temperatures. I know I'm definitely going to get outside. I don't know about you guys, but yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
catch a game or something.
And get out before the rain.
Yeah,
That's
of
what I
course.
like to say.
Hey, well, thank you so much, Oliver, with weather. Let's go ahead and have our look at sports with Jake.
Thanks, Cardinal Nation domination. 2 Ball State athletic programs are flying high this athletic season. Find out who next in sports.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows. Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jake Garcia with sports. Ball State women's basketball has been on a historic run this season. NewsLink Indiana's Keenan Hovermeal took to the court last night to get an up-close look at the stellar squad.
In 49 states, it's just basketball. But in Muncie, Indiana, it's more than that, as Ball State women's basketball continues to have a historic season. Following a dominating 31-point win against Ohio University on Saturday, the Cardinals improved their win streak to 14, while also staying undefeated in MAC play. Ball State upgrades the record to 20-2 overall. Head coach Brady Sally discusses how his squad is so successful.
We spend very little time with who's getting what shot, and we spend a whole lot of time on what kind of shot we're getting. And then they put in the work outside of practice to make sure that when they're taking it, they've got confidence to make it.
Starting guard Nyla Hampton speaks on how important the focus of the team is.
It's kind of just the mindset you have coming into this culture. You know, it's not about who we played 2 games from now. It's not about who we played 3 games ago. It's about our next game that's coming up. You know, while the game's going, it's about that game that we're in. And then once that's over, it's a complete flip. That game, you know, we'll learn from it. But then that's all we're getting from that game. We're on to the next one.
Estelle Puigros posted a new career high of 18 points off the bench. She believes any of her teammates can have a productive night on the floor.
And today, it was one of those days that we made a bunch of shots, and it could have been me, it could have been somebody else. You know, I have the confidence to shoot them, but if Nyla shoots them, we all know that she can make them as well. So I think it's just, we have the confidence in one another, and it's just one of those days.
The Cardinals travel to Northern Illinois on Wednesday to take on the Huskies at 7. In Muncie, Keenan Havermail, NewsLink, Indiana.
Ball State faces Kent State last night in Worthen Arena. The Cardinals soar for their 9th win on the season and 6th win in a row. In the victory, 23 of the 24 athletes score above a 9.0 and 20 Cardinals score higher than a 9.5 for a final score of 196.075 as a group. Ball State will travel to Mount Pleasant on Friday to face off with Central Michigan in their hunt for their 10th win. For most young athletes, joining a new team can be worrisome, even when it comes to athletes at the highest level. But what is the headspace like for a senior and a freshman at opposite points of their career? NewsLink Indiana's Jake Dickman spoke with some of the track athletes to get a sense of their peace of mind.
For senior Janelle Rogers, the track squad at Ball State has always been her support system, and that is no different entering her final run as a Cardinal.
What I remember most is probably just my experience with the team. It's all the jokes, it's the laughing, it's how they make you feel. So you walk in, you're maybe not having the best day, and you see them, and it just makes your day a lot brighter.
Despite being a new member to the squad, freshman Sophie DeGard shares the sentiments that Rogers has about the track environment and its positive effects.
I would say we just do a lot of team stuff, a lot of different girls, so like there's people that you're gonna click with.
The positive environment is not only built through the upperclassmen lending a hand, but too through the coaches who make sure the athletes know their worth extends beyond the track.
Just knowing that our team is really about like us, like our coaches make it really apparent that like they're here for us and not just our performances.
And sometimes the support goes both ways, with the freshmen helping the seniors.
Making sure I'm talking with them, seeing how they're doing, and it's not just, I don't just do that for them, they do it to me as well, so I'm learning a lot from them also.
The Cardinals look to fly high with their positivity across the finish line of the indoor season in 3 weeks' time. In Muncie, Jake Dickman, NewsLink, Indiana.
And definitely going to want to try to check out any women's basketball game that you can. 22 on the year. They're looking very impressive.
For sure. It's definitely some exciting opportunities going on in sports. Thank you so much, Jake. Up next, what Ball State is doing to prepare for the April solar eclipse.
And with that, we'll have one final look at our forecast tonight.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
This morning, Ball State welcomed many visitors into the largest planetarium in Indiana to learn about an upcoming total solar eclipse on April 8th. And the first time in 1,000 years, Muncie residents do not have to leave their backyard to view a total solar eclipse. Muncie will experience 100% totality during this event. The university is encouraging students to get involved by hosting free events and around campus 3 days before the eclipse. The total solar eclipse will begin at 3:07 p.m. for all campus residents. Complete totality is expected to last for 4 minutes. Many local professors are taking this opportunity to promote the interest of science in the community.
Our students get an opportunity with these eclipses to share with the general public, not just a group of students in a classroom, and get to see just how engaging science is with an incredible event like this.
To learn more about how the planetarium is ringing in the eclipse, visit bsu.edu/solar eclipse 2024.
Perfect. And with that, we're going to have one final look at Weather with Oliver. What's it going to look like for us?
Well, we are going to be seeing those clearer skies return to our area as we make our way through tomorrow and into Wednesday. Clouds do come back Thursday, Friday, and we are going to be seeing temperatures almost reaching 60 degrees, maybe passing a record there on Thursday. But then we do see rain chances on Friday, and then some clearer skies as you make your way through the weekend, as well as some cooler temperatures.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Oliver. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Stay up to date on our show schedule on our Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.